Hey, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. It's Friday night and we're doing things a little different. As you can see, I've got this lovely lady beside me. I believe she's that way. Yep, that way. Hi, Debbie. How are you?
Oh, no, I'm pointing the wrong way.
I know it's
I'm
opposite.
good.
I'm like pointing this way. No.
It's
You're
opposite
here.
world. Oh, I just got the notification that you're live.
Yay! John is live. So, guys, we're going to paint our shoes, and we thought it might be kind of fun to do a kind of a series of, hey, if you will paint your shoes, if you'll use Bohemian Brights and you tag us, we will share your shoes on our Instagram stories. Now you've got to use Bohemian Brights, okay? So that's the thing. But we'll talk to you about that.
Shoes.
Yes, paint your shoes and show them off, okay? You don't have to be wearing them unless you want to. But everybody, if you're just now popping on and you don't know who is sitting here beside me, this is Debbie Beard with Debbie's Design Diary, DIY paint, DIY a go-go, and all the things DIY, right?
Mm-hmm. All those things.
All those things. She can own all those titles. Hi, Cheryl and Debbie and Rob's here, Melinda and Patience and Cheryl. I see you guys. So you guys know that I started this whole craft phobia thing. And my friend over here is the queen of crafts and very, very helpful. So 2.5 years ago, we came out with a color called Blue Iris. And I was tired of my gray suede shoe. So I decided to paint them with Blue Iris. And as you can see, Deb, look how fresh these still look. Okay.
They are so pretty. It's like my sofa. It just doesn't give up.
It doesn't. It's so almost good. Like it's kind of like that good old fashioned worn leather bomber jacket. The older it is, the better it gets. And this, honestly, I actually put Dark and Decrepit, Debbie, on. No, I didn't use Dark and Decrepit. I used brown wax on the heel because this is cork.
Oh, that's so genius. You're crafty.
No.
Crafts are just art on smaller scale. It's the same process.
Well, you're right. You're right. And I don't know why I get the heebie-jeebies or I have a fear of it. So I started craft phobia. So all of my talented friends could help me work through it a little bit. So I was asking Debbie, what you think I should do with these? And Debbie, I want a new look because I'm not tired of them. I want to keep wearing them. So what do you think that I should use when I use the Bohemian Brights? What do you think I should do with them?
Well, I think you were with me when I bought those pair of flowery shoes from Johnny Was. Were you with me when I bought them?
I was with you. We were there on the trip. Karen was there. I was there. Yes, that was beautiful.
Those are my most favorite pair of shoes of all time. And they're just covered in flowers. They're just flowered all over, everywhere. And I think that if you use those shoes as inspiration, I should have brought them with me. Every time I wear them, people stop me and they're like, and then they ask me where I got them. I think I posted a picture on Facebook and people wanted to know. And I didn't want to post the link because I was ashamed at how much money I spent on those shoes. And after so many requests, I finally did post the link and everyone was like, oh my God. And I don't buy shoes like that, like almost never, unless they're maybe boots. Right. I'm like, look, I had a moment of weakness, but I don't regret it.
It wasn't weakness. It was greatness. It's that pair of shoes that you can put on and you feel, I mean, you feel good. And honestly, it's not like you buy a pair like that every year. That was a real treat for you. And
that was 4 years ago.
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful. Okay. So use those shoes as inspiration for here. So cover this in flowers. Now, I see that you have a pair of sandals as well. And we want to encourage you all to actually use the Bohemian Brights because they have the built-in top coat. They're colorful. We want to start a new summer series. So what do you plan on doing to your black sandals you have there?
I'm going to try and I've never actually tried. I know there's a method to splattering and I know you've done it. So I'm hoping that you'll show me how to splatter. I did bring an apron over here. So in case, and I have the table covered with paper. So in case it goes a little bit everywhere, but I have to say, I love your Bohemian Brights. That sofa that I did, there is Bohemian Brights all over that thing. It's in the front window now. It's gorgeous.
You know what? That sofa is the black one that you put the IOD transfers on was my favorite for a while, but now that sofa that you just did this last week, if you guys haven't seen the video, she took shades of turquoise and she layered it all together, but then she used a stencil and put big palm leaves on it, and I'm just blown away by that.
And I used all 4 of these on the palm leaves, and even on the back of the sofa where the old 57 was, I used this. I used a little bit of this, and oh my gosh, this is so good on fabric. It's so good for just taking it up a notch. That sofa is just, I'm really proud of it, and I don't say that a lot. Like most of the stuff, I'm like, yeah, it's good enough.
Oh no, you would put that in your house, wouldn't you, if you had the room?
Yes, especially if I had like a summer home in Florida, I would just totally do like
California.
a tropical, yeah, just a jungalow vibe. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, no, totally. Debbie, is that the OMG sofa? You ruined it. OMG,
yes.
ruined it sofa because that.
And I did. I wasn't lying. I ruined it. And I was scared because I'm like, with a dresser, you can paint over it and paint over it. But with fabric, at a certain point, it's saturated and it'll start to get crunchy if you put too much paint. And so I was just like, oh God, I don't know. And it worked out. It's still soft.
It worked out really, really well. And I'm working on a new dress, Debbie, and I have this layer done, and then I have the whole back. This back has a train that goes like 4 or 5 feet down.
And then so I have to tell you, I ordered some white skirts today. They're tiered, like skirts that you would actually wear, just walking down the beach or whatever. It's like a white eyelet cotton 2-tiered mini skirt, and it's fluttery. And as soon as I saw them, I'm like, oh, I'm putting bohemian parts on those skirts. I might paint all 6 of them and just sell them in the store and see if people will bite, because ever since watching you do this, I'm like, I want to do that.
It's so fun. It's so fun. And honestly, when you saw my final dress is like my wedding dress, and I did the flower dress and stuff. Now this one, here's the fun thing, Debbie, when the Bohemian Brights are wet, because of the top coat, you can push the powder in it. I like splattered the powder on them, and it sticks in it. So really? It dries inside. And so the other wedding dress I have that I finished, it's got the blue, the elixir, it's got it all over it.
Oh, yeah. I've got some powder.
You can't see this real well, but this is just a base layer of like all over the pink and the orange. So anyway, working on that, and I'm gonna just do like a trellis of flowers down the train.
Yes.
Yes, girl. I'm gonna use some water lily. Oh, I'm gonna use all kinds of good colors from DIY. So my supplies, you guys, I have all 6 colors. If you are not familiar with Bohemian Brights, this is DIY's brand new line. It's the Brights. This is Adored Chaos, and it's like it's the most perfect magenta ever. And then we have Wandering Heart, which is a green turquoise. Then we have Unbridled Love. Our purple is Flourished. You can see they're really fun colors, and they come in the smaller jars, the 4 ounce.
Because they're concentrated.
Very concentrated. And I have my brushes. So all of these are my art brushes from the Turquoise Iris collection. I have the Iris Pro, and then I have some from the Hobbyist. I have angles. The cat's tongue is probably the one that I'm going to use the most. Debbie, do you have my art brushes there with you too?
I have one. I can go grab some more. I was just thinking if I splatter, I don't know if I'm going to need the brushes, but I also might want to grab some pigment powder now that you told me that.
Okay. I have to answer this question, guys. I'm sorry. I should have led in with, did we win or not? A lot of you were so supportive and cheering us on, but this afternoon we lost 5-2 in the second round. So we will not go to the actual final game tomorrow, but thank you for the support. Holden and his team played with heart. Love those boys ended it with the tears. You know how the seniors just, it ended very sad. But on the other hand, we lost 5-2, and they never gave up. And I love that when they play all the way to the end. And last night was just amazing too. So thank you for asking, Rob, and all of you guys. I know that I missed our Q&A today in the group. So thank you, ladies, for being so patient with me. I promise I'll make it up to you. So I'm going to get different brushes, guys. These are all my Paint Pixie brushes, my art brushes. I have several of them, probably because the surface area is small. So I want to have small brushes, right? I need more detail brushes. I have several magic packs in stock. I actually have 5 of them, which is just like a great set to start with. Dion must not be watching us on YouTube. Dion, Gavin is here.
Gavin, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about Gavin. Literally, I was laying in bed the other night and I almost texted you. I'm like, where is Gavin? He's here.
I've texted his mom a couple of times, but I hadn't heard back yet. But Gavin was on here. I saw him actually earlier. I just hadn't got a chance to say that. He said, how do you two ladies look younger every time I see you?
Oh, his mother is training him correctly.
Hi, Christina Corns. Hello, everybody. Gavin, if you're on here, I need you to drop some words down and let us know what you've been doing. You're making all of our hearts wonder about you. So you have some catching up to do, Gavin. So I'm going to start with my Wandering Heart. It's the turquoise color. And I'm going to start kind of dropping down some vines. Debbie thought that I should cover my entire shoe over the blue iris. So I'm going to start painting on mine. And I'm going to kind of pull my flowers down onto the heel. This heel is cork. And a couple of years ago, I put brown wax on it because it was kind of fading on and everything. And I just wasn't quite sure. So the blue iris paint right onto the suede. I did not even seal it. I didn't need to. And put wax on the heel here. So I'm going to start jumping in with that. I'm going to start with my cat's tongue brush.
Okay, so is there a technique for flicking paint?
Yes.
Tell me.
Okay, so do you want small flicks or do you want big splatters?
Big splatters.
You want big splatters. Okay. Okay, so I don't suppose you have an old toothbrush lying around, huh?
No, I have several paint brushes.
Do you have, okay, like an old paintbrush that you never want to see again?
Oh yeah, I got plenty of those.
Okay, get one of those, like a dried out one or something that you never want to see again or not too worried about it. Get that, Debbie.
All right, hold on.
We're about to have some fun up in here.
All right.
Gavin says, hi, Miss Debbie.
Hi, Gavin.
I want to try those colors. Look amazing. Gavin, look at this. We have some new pinks. We have a purple. And these are different because they have a top coat in them. So they have a clear base. So you don't actually have to seal them. And they work really beautifully over DIY paint. This is our chartreuse color and it's called Spirited. Are they like the same clay paint as normal? No. Nope. So I'm going to show Debbie how she can splatter. She can do this a couple of different ways. But I'm going to actually pretend I'm using an old. Can you get a smaller one, honey? That's kind of big.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Okay. Jean, the colors are really fun. I've been painting dresses. I've been painting furniture with it. And obviously I'm using them as accent colors on all of my canvas as well. Let's see. I see you ladies saying hello to each other. Thank you so much. So I have my angled brush, my round brush, my tipsy brush, my filbert, and even my fan brush. I'm not really sure what type of flower I want to do. Whoa. Sorry. You okay?
Yeah, my apron got caught on the tripod.
Okay. So the trick is you're going to end up using like your finger like this. You're going to dip the tip of the brush in there.
Okay.
In a color that you want.
Okay. Is that enough?
Okay. Yeah, and you're gonna like pull back, and you're gonna end up going like this, Debbie. Watch me. Like, and don't hit your phone with it now.
Oh, wow. It didn't land on the parts that I. Oh, this is going to be good. Don't hit my phone. Okay.
So you put just right in there and give it some force. Now, don't be gentle or shy with it.
Yeah. Oh,
is that working?
Yes, this is very rewarding, actually.
Look at her go. Look at Debbie go. She's.
It's going to get on the footbed too, which I kind of like that idea.
If you don't want to get it on the footbed, for those of you watching, you might tape it off with some painter's tape to keep it from going in places you don't want to. Let's say the bottom of it. But we are wanting to do a fun summer shoe series where we show off our shoes, show off our sandals. We want you to use the Bohemian Brights. And if you do that, I want you to tag me and let me share your shoe project on my Instagram and Facebook stories. Debbie's using a paintbrush. Yes, she is. She didn't have a toothbrush. She's at the shop there, and she just didn't have one handy. Are you having fun? Look at you.
I am. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to any of you guys. Like, this is cool. I like it.
Thank you. Usually if I'm doing furniture, I literally will dip my fingers in there, Debbie, and you can just kind of like fling the paint this way. That's usually how I do it. But since this is such a smaller thing, you want to just get really close with a small tool. And
yeah.
So I'm going to get started as well. And I'm going to begin with the Wandering Heart. I do have all of these colors in stock. Debbie, do you have all of them in stock?
Yes, I do. I have them all right here.
Okay,
every
awesome.
single one of them.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So if you think you will participate in our Show Off Your Shoes series, we want you to paint your shoes, sandals.
A pair that you're like ready to give to the Goodwill, maybe.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, I was ready to be done with these. I've literally had these for 8 years, and I'm still loving them. I just keep changing the look of them.
I recently started going through my closet, and I just went through the dress section, and I pretty much cut it in half. And yeah, lots of the dresses, some of them had tags on them. Some of them were too cute for the thrift store, but because I have a shop, we have a little sale rack with all of the dresses that I bought that I shouldn't have bought. Mm-hmm. And they've been selling. So I'm excited about that. And now I can actually see the dresses that I do want to wear.
Oh,
so that's kind of fun.
Such a good feeling to clean out your closet. Isn't it, everybody?
It is. Like, I'm wearing stuff like this dress I'm wearing today. I don't think I've worn it in maybe 4 years because I didn't know it was in there still. I'm like, oh, this is cute.
Yeah. No, that's a real thing. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to use this strap opportunity and actually take the Wandering Heart and create kind of a vine on the strap. So Debbie bought a pair of shoes 4 years ago that we've all just been googly-eyed over because they're so beautiful. And I'm going to use that as my inspiration today.
So how's your wig heads coming along?
Dude, they are pretty, aren't they?
Did you end up spray painting the paper hair?
Yeah. You didn't see it?
No.
Let me show you, Angelica.
I really like these two colors together. Oh, look at her. She's fantastic.
She is angelic.
Good.
She is. I'm obsessed with her. Let me show you the other one.
Are you going to use her for staging?
Yes. And this is Poppy.
Oh, what's in her? What's sticking out?
Flowers. I chipped them.
Oh my gosh. That's fantastic, Dion.
Thank you.
That would go with my couch. It feels very like, what's that place in Miami that's very avant-garde? Palm trees and stuff.
I do not know. I don't know, but Now, Matt's a little more modern, Debbie. So I think you saw him starting this one, but he finished this one last night.
Yes, the face mapping one. I love that.
Yeah.
That, like, there was a print, and there was a dress designer that did that kind of stuff. Do you remember who that was?
I do not. But yeah, I think he was having a really good time, because as soon as we got off of the live, he stayed in here and kept working on it. Okay, show us what you're doing a little closer to the screen. Right, can you raise up your shoe?
Yeah. So this is what I have going on. I kind of like it that it's on the footbed too.
I think I like it on the footbed too. I think that makes it even more interesting, because I, for one, love sandals that have the footbed with a pattern. Don't you?
Me too. Yes. Yeah. Even if nobody can see it but you, I really enjoy all those hidden details.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to keep going with this Wandering Heart. Any questions about the Bohemian Brides, or where to get them, or about the challenge that we are doing, having you participate in a show off your shoe summer shoe series? It just sounded fun.
Yeah.
Debbie, what's been going on at the store there with you?
Well, today I actually worked the front counter pretty much most of the day.
Look at you go.
I know. I haven't probably done that in I don't know, 15 years. But we're short people, so I did it, and I sold some stuff. I'm pretty good at selling things.
Yeah, you got a pretty good eye on how I'll see where that would work out for you really well.
Yeah. Yep. I kind of know how to answer the questions about the paint a little bit, so that was fun to interact with some customers today and get them going. And then I've been working on a dresser that's over there that I can't show because it includes a product that hasn't been revealed yet. It's coming out next Wednesday. So I've been painting and filming right smack dab in the middle of the store, because Cedros is not ready for me yet. Tomorrow I'm going to go over there and try and get it so that I can start filming there.
So tell me at Cedros, because I haven't been there in a while. So tell me, I know it looks a lot different because you raised the roof.
We raised the roof. We took down a wall. We put in some sliding barn doors. We set up that gazebo that we had out back. My dad set it up on the side where we normally hold classes. So when you and I teach a workshop again, it will be over there under that.
Okay.
And he built a huge deck to go underneath it. What else?
My goodness. And so plumbing is good.
Oh, yes. That's the big thing. We have a bathroom now, a working bathroom. And we only had to dig. Well, when I say we, I mean my dad. Had to dig about 5 trenches, find the old pipes from 1920, find out where they were clogged, and then take down a tree, grind out the roots, and then cut the pipes open, grind all the roots out of the pipe, replace the pipe, and now we have plumbing.
Oh my God.
Legit plumbing. I know. I'm so happy about it, Deanna. I can't even tell you. Like, the kitchen has a sink, and the bathroom has a working functional toilet and sink. It's pretty incredible.
Oh, loving on Cedros. I love that Cedros is getting all that love and attention, Debbie.
Yes, me too.
That's great. That's great. Okay, so I'm just putting Wandering Heart, and I'm creating some binds. I'm doing the whole shoe. Okay. I kind of asked Debbie, what do you think I should do? Because you know my craft phobia, right? So I am just painting the heel, and obviously there's a long ways to go, but I really think I'll just load this up. Hey, Kelly Weiler, she wants to know what we're up to, Debbie.
We're splattering and flowering.
We are doing kind of a fun, hey, show off your shoes, and we're challenging everybody to use their Bohemian Brights to update a pair of sandals that's about to go to the thrift store. Save them, okay? That's what we're doing. Yes, I'm the only one here in the land of Oz. Laura, you're in the land of Oz? I must have missed something. Plumbing is good, Mary. You're right.
Plumbing is kind of important. It's way better than a porta potty. That's all
Which
I'm gonna say.
Debbie used for several years. So, you know, at the store that you just make do, right?
Right. You just make it work.
Okay, so these shoes are old Sam Edelman's, and I want to open up the live stream right now for Q&A. So if anybody has any questions, please go ahead and ask. So I am just working that over the blue iris. These are shoes I painted a couple of years ago. And what's Miss Ellie been up to, Debbie? They're asking, where's Ellie?
Ellie is waiting tables right now. She works a couple nights a week on the weekends as a waitress, and she texted me from her job, and she's like, I don't want to work here anymore. So we're trying to figure out how she can come back and work here. I love having her here, and I cry every time she walks out the door.
Oh, she's so helpful she's just so helpful to everybody.
She is. So we're trying to fit that into the budget. We're actually coming up with like a social media calendar and a way to make that make sense, because she can make a lot of money in tips as a waitress.
Yeah.
She doesn't really want to be a waitress. So
well, Ellie is such a natural at taking care of people and, you know, making sure they're comfortable, and she doesn't have any problem with, you know, serving people, but she's kind of found her way at the store and gotten so used to it. And you haven't had that store open without her there until recently.
I know.
So I can see why you get sad every time she drives away.
I do. And I miss her dog too. She's just a ray of sunshine to have. And she's like the daughter I never had. And I want to find a way to work more with her. So
yeah.
Okay,
so here's what I have so far, Debbie. I'm not really sure. Like, I don't have like a pattern or anything.
I like it though. That's very pretty.
I think I'll start with the dark color and then I'll bring in the lighter pinks on top, you know, kind of like that.
I like it.
Yes, but Dion did paint those shoes long ago. I did. I painted these blue iris 2 years ago, right over the suede. It's not sealed. I never ever sealed the suede, just because I didn't think I needed to, and I obviously never have. So
right,
I just did not need to. Let's see. Okay, got it. Top coat. Thank you. That looks like fun, says Melanie Mel. How are you, darling? How are you?
Hey, Melanie Mel.
I see you, Lori
That
Chitwood.
girl is on fire.
So I got my new JRV colors in, Debbie.
Yes.
I have 2 pieces of furniture in the garage. I'm trying to decide which one I want to use the new colors on. I don't have any white in stock, but I have all the other colors. And my favorite color of that right now, I think, is the pink, the coral, the vintage pink.
It's very pretty. Yeah.
And
my next piece of furniture is all of Jamie's colors, and it's inspired by, so when we went to France,
yes,
we went to Versailles, and I have all this video footage and beautiful photos of Marie Antoinette's palace and her country house, her bedroom. And the other day I was trying to find an old photo and I ran across all of those pictures from Versailles. I'm like, oh, I never did make a video inspired by everything I saw there. And then this product is launching with IOD, and I got my order and I opened it up and I'm like, oh, this could be really good for that Marie Antoinette inspired piece of furniture I want to do.
Okay.
So then I did it. I'm looking at it and it looks like everything that happened at Versailles. It's got all the elements. and it's all of Jamie's colors, which are very Marie Antoinette, I think. And
very feminine, very feminine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty. I'm pretty happy with it, even though it's pale and not, not bright. I'm like, wow, it's still very bold, and it's not something that you would walk by and go, nothing. It's very much making a statement in a pastel kind of way.
That is awesome. That's awesome. I can't wait to see this video, you big tease. Or the furniture. Maybe you could drop me a picture later or something.
I could show you. Yeah.
Okay. So the colors, what I also love is the blue. Of course I do. But I'm trying to find, I have a buffet and I have a dresser. And so, now that you've used the colors, are you using, are you putting the paint directly on your piece of furniture? The new colors?
Yes. Yeah. I painted the whole piece of furniture, and then I did some artwork with the paint.
Oh, nice.
And I added a lot of golden ticket and very, very opulent situations going on with that piece.
Ooh, I love opulent. That is so, boy, that was,
You know what? Versailles did not impress me nearly as much as her old cottage home, her like country house.
Right. But like when you walked into Versailles and it was maximalist, and to the point where like I was like awed by it, and looking at all the details in the scroll work and the carving and the gold and that beautiful Marie Antoinette blue. But at some point it's like, I got to get out of here. It's too much.
Yeah. Very overstimulating. Yes. But
I captured that though.
Gorgeous.
But it's just one piece of furniture. It's not a whole palace full of it. Yeah.
Dion, can you show any of the other colors? Do you mean my Bohemian Bright, Shelly, or do you mean Jamie's colors? Because I don't actually have Jamie's colors opened. I don't have any for myself. I have so few of them. I just have them available. But I bet you mean my own colors. I would bet. So this is the Adored Chaos, the one I've been working on. I also did the vines with Wandering Heart. And this is kind of so far what I have on my blue iris, which I think is really, really striking. Mary says, Debbie, she cannot wait to see the project.
I cannot wait to show people. I'm excited.
Like I said, I don't have the JRV colors opened, but I will show my. Lourdes wants to know if we will be sealing these with Big Top. I always wonder what is better to use on pieces, wax or Big Top. I'm probably going to use no sealer for this because my Bohemian Brights have a sealer already in them, and I have worn these shoes for almost 2.5 years without a sealer on them. I would recommend probably that you use wax if it's a flexible shoe like this. Like Debbie's painting ribbons. Debbie, don't you think with the ribbon that you're doing that you would want to use wax, or what do you think?
So it brings up that's an interesting question, because I've painted, I don't know, 5 or 6 sofas now, and the fabric really dictates what you do. So this, like, for example, this shoe, whatever's in this satin, like, it's kind of, I tell people, like when you're painting a piece of furniture, you're painting upholstery fabric, it's kind of like dating somebody new. You don't know the history behind it. You just don't know what you're going to get based on what this person or piece is made out of. And so when I first started painting the satin, oh God, did I spill paint? No. When I first started painting the satin, the paint is all over the footbed of the shoe, and it's beautiful, but the satin was eating up the paint. It was just disappearing into it. So what I did was, as we were talking, I went and got some liquid patina, and I sealed the satin with the liquid patina and then flicked on the paint, and now the paint is staying. I had a lady bring in a velvet seat cushion that was the same 70s gold as my sofa, and she tried to paint it Bohemian blue, but her velvet was basically all just 100% synthetic plastic material. And it just, the same thing, it just wouldn't take the paint and just kind of disappeared into the fabric. So I think if you have a natural fabric, like that suede just totally took that paint beautifully.
Yes.
You're going to have better results. If you don't have a natural fabric, you could try coating it with liquid patina like I did. You can seal it with Big Top or liquid patina or wax. I know some people have sealed with wax. For me, when I'm painting fabric, I want to keep it soft. And I know that DIY paint over time DIY paint will dry right away, but it cures over time. It's like, it's mostly clay. So think of an adobe house like that, those houses stay standing. I painted the truck outside and didn't seal it, and it's
rock
fine.
solid, baby, rock solid.
Yeah.
That's it. I did not think that I needed to paint these or to seal the shoes, and I definitely did love the texture, because what happened is I can still see the suede. It's like I got my blue suede shoes, baby.
Right. Same with my velvet sofa. So over time, you can seal it with a heat gun or a hair dryer. Like the heat and time is what is really going to set it, but it has a longer open time. So, right after you painted those shoes, if you would have taken the hose to them, the paint would have come off. Or if you would have stepped in a puddle, you might have lost some paint. But over time, oh, those are looking so good. So it really depends on the look you want and how long you're willing to wait for that paint to cure.
Okay, that's very, very helpful information. Thank you. I took the first 2 dresses that I did. They were cotton dresses, and I waited a couple of days, and then I threw them into my dryer on high heat for an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I just felt like that was really good to it softened the dress where I had the paint, but 2, I was hoping it would set it, which I was just playing around with it, but I don't know. I feel like heat setting it in the dryer was pretty good. I feel like it's pretty good.
And if you have a chair or a sofa, you could, hit it with a hair dryer help speed that process along.
For sure. I love that. Okay. So what color are you using now, Debbie, to splatter your paint on your shoes?
I am using Wandering Heart and Unbridled Love. I just think these 2 colors look so good together. And I was thinking I was going to use a bunch of colors, but these 2 are really good friends. I think that they are lovely together.
Yes, they are. Michelle and her daughter-in-law sent me 4 dresses that they found for me to use, and 3 of them have never been worn before. So I have 3 more wedding dresses plus a black evening gown that I'm going to paint red and pink flowers on.
Oh my goodness, I love it. I might send you one of my little white skirts.
It's so fun. It's something totally different for me to do, and I'm having such a ball with it, Debbie. But our paints were totally what inspired me to do that.
Yes. I know, you inspired me. I want to paint those skirts. I want to paint some jeans. I really want to paint jeans. I haven't gone through my jean closet yet, but I really, really want to. I have a whole Pinterest board of jeans that are painted that I would love to do.
Yeah. I'm seeing a lot more of that lately, but maybe it's because it's like when you've got something on your brain, all of a sudden it seems like it's there on Pinterest. It's really funny how that works.
Well, the algorithms are really smart too.
Yeah, they are. And I'm
like, oh, this Dion girl really likes these kinds of things.
This Dion lovely. Who is she? So we've got an Instagram set up, Debbie.
Yeah.
Tell everybody
doing the reels.
Find you on Instagram. Brand new page.
Yes. And Ellie and I have been doing the reels. We're gonna that's one of the things we want to do is do a whole series of reels. And we set off the "You've Ruined It" hashtag. Zeb and Jamie just posted their "You've Ruined It" video today.
Oh, I can't see it.
A lot of the retailers are doing that too.
I'm gonna do one. I just have to get started on a piece of furniture for sure. Because I have this buffet. I mean, I'm just gonna ruin it so bad.
It's like Wreck That Journal or the the wedding dresses that were painted. You know, I think we could start a whole "you've ruined it" trend with furniture.
I think so too. And if you're not familiar with that, Debbie, tell everybody what your inspiration behind the whole "you've ruined it" so they're not confused.
Well, when you're on YouTube, you get a lot of mixed comments.
Mixed is a very polite way to say that people can sometimes be butt faces. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And so my favorite comment is, "You ruined it." And Bobby, like, I was showing him, like, look what this person said. "You ruined it. You belong in paint jail. You should be incarcerated." Like, I think even on Facebook, what is that big page? The home, what is that home page? It's
Home Talk.
Home Talk, yeah, with millions of followers. Like,
yes.
Generally, like, once you build an audience, the people who are watching you are watching because they like you and they know you. So they're not as inclined to give you criticism. Not that that doesn't happen, but when you get shared to somebody else's page where they don't know you, they have no connection to you, they will just tell you how they really feel. And one of my projects got shared to the Home Talk page, and I got so, it was more, I think, more hate than nice. Like, there were just people telling me that I ruined a piece of furniture, and it was a maple hutch that wasn't that, you know, it wasn't like opulent. And I've seen other people paint far more valuable things. And they were just like, you know, you should be ashamed of yourself. You've ruined that. You bastardized it. How could you put paint on that antique? And you know, there's that article that's going around about that head that the woman found at the thrift store that was like belonging in a museum. And I'm like, I'm really glad I didn't find that, because I would have painted him pink and added molds to his head and sold him in the store. And like, you know, and like, I just was laughing to myself because I thought, well, if that ever did happen to me where I ended up painting something that was super valuable, the first thing I would do is make a YouTube video. I painted a, you know, multi-million-dollar historic piece and ruined it, because that would get me views.
Right. That would be like your number one video from your
right.
account.
Right. And there was a trend on YouTube when I first started 10 years ago where people were like legit ruining things. Like, they were smashing new MacBooks. They would take a big sledgehammer to it just for the views. Now, I wouldn't do anything like that.
No, I think that's ignorant, actually.
Yeah, that's really bad. That's wasteful. But I don't feel like I'm ruining anything when I paint it. You know, it's like, artists paint on canvases, and it's the equivalent of saying, well, yes, that's a beautiful piece of artwork you painted on that canvas, but you should have done it on some recycled paper because the canvas is too good for you. You know, it's like, that's not polite.
Right. And it goes back to the fact that when we buy things, most of the time, the piece of furniture has been sitting somewhere discarded, and
yes,
Grandma June's back garage for 48 years, and it's been forgotten about. So when we pull it out of there and dust it off and clean it off and give it new life, someone gets it for another 20 years, and you're welcome. So I ruined it needs to turn in, you're welcome.
Right. Absolutely.
That's what it needs to turn into. So it's supposed to be for fun, you guys. But a lot of the retailers are starting their videos on the campaign of you ruined that, I ruined that, and they're going to show you lots of projects. It's going to be really fun.
This piece, though, I have to say, I bought it at that consignment store that you like to go to when you visit here. Mm-hmm. And it was linen. It was pale pink. It was a beautiful French country settee, and I put it out in the store without a price tag on it because I didn't have any place to put it, and I knew I was going to paint it, and many people wanted to buy it as is. So it wasn't like I rescued that piece, but I really wanted to paint it because I knew the fabric was natural fibers and that the paint would do really well on it. Yeah. And I also, like, when you're trying to paint something, if it's a light color, you don't need as much paint. So I knew that the fabric would stay nice and soft, and I had my choice of just about any color I wanted to use. And, and many people, including several of the DIY retailers, said, please don't paint that. Jamie Ray, Kathy Frampton, Michelle Fifford. Like, there are so many comments. No, don't do it. Just put some colorful pillows on it if you want color.
Oh boy, she colored it up. She colored the arms, she colored the legs, she colored the back, and it's really beautiful. If you guys haven't seen Debbie's new video, go to Debbie's Design Diary on YouTube, and it's her brand new video. It's doing really well. And how have the comments been, Debbie?
Everyone's like, I was one of the ones who told you not to paint it, and you really did do a beautiful job. But the pressure, because knowing that everyone's not wanting you to, that's so pretty. It's one thing when they're like, oh, I can't wait to see what you do with it. But when they're like, please don't, like, there's a lot of pressure on you to perform well.
It's like you really got to prove yourself, right?
And I had no idea. I never know. Like, there are so many times that I do ruin it, and I did ruin it, and then I had to fix it. So it was kind of an anxiety process.
It was just part of the process. It's just like with the canvas, though. It's just like you've done a few canvases now. You know that it goes through a process of where you think there's no way of coming out of this, in a good way. But once you keep going, and you did that with the mermaid dresser, like you just kept going.
I know. I would like to get to the point where it's not so painful, though, like where I just, like I come out like Tinkerbell and I'm all da, 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 cha, and it's just beautiful, like you.
Well, you're getting there. You're getting there, sister. But the thing is, the other thing with you're always trying something new. Every time you do a video, you're trying something new, Debbie. So it's not like you're repeating your same process over and over again. Because now, let's just say you did a sofa like that 5 times now. By the time you got to the 5th one, think about it. You would be all fairy sprinkled.
I know, but I'd be bored as could be. Like, exactly. I don't like doing the same thing.
It's so true. You don't like repeating what you do. And I would never paint a piece of furniture just like another piece of furniture. That's what gets me excited, is when you get a new idea. It's like a challenge. It's like, ooh, could that happen? Could what's up here actually go out onto something? And you don't know. That's right. That chair is gorgeous, Debbie. It turned out fabulous. Everyone was wrong, and now they can see that. Tell them, nope, she says, tell them, nope, I'm going to bastardize it. She goes, I'm using this, Debbie Beard. That's Tasha Watkins. It is. It's bastardizing. Maybe that'll be the title of my next video. Did you make up that word? Bastardize? Yeah, is that a real word? It's an actual word, isn't it? I don't know. I've never heard it. Really? I don't have a potty mouth like you do. Well. Oh my gosh. I don't think I have a potty mouth, but then when Zeb and Jamie came to help me for a couple of days, several things were about to come out where I'm like, nope. Take that and put it right back in. I love it. Oh my gosh. No, this is coming together nicely. I haven't used all of our colors. And of course, I think I need to use black and white also, because with any type of painting, I think blacking and whiting is highlight, low lights. It kind of grounds it a little bit. Yes. But I think we can kind of see the vision of what's going on here. Mm-hmm. 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 Uh-huh. And I have to say that sofa, it's good because of something that you taught me. And I pay attention whenever I can get a little snippet of what you're teaching. I do file those things away, and I keep them ingrained on my brain. And when I first started to do that sofa, I put on the green leaves on the pink side. And then it wasn't that great. I mean, it was like, oh, now, I was starting to turn it around, and I'm like, okay, it's starting to look better. It's passable. This will pass. And then on the blue side, I just thought it's going to be a lot of blue. It's going to be a lot of cool color. And then Ellie actually said, why don't you make the leaves on the other side pink? And then I remembered how you said how important it is to have a balance between warm and cool.
I'm like, oh, that is going to make a big difference. And sure enough, once that pink leaf went on, I loved it. It was like the colors that you choose to combine and having that balance of warm and cool just turns it into a symphony. Like color choice is really important.
Oh, totally. And that's exactly what you do. You kept it balanced. So neither side, even though you've done the whole thing in different colors, neither side of your piece of furniture is off balance. So I noticed that you did that, and I'm glad you learned something.
I learned from you.
Well, I'm learning to take, advantage of doing things like this and crafting and doing things that I normally would just be like, I'm gonna thrift those shoes, but I wanted to rescue them and find another way to reuse our paints. And the Bohemian Brights are perfect for painting your sandals, you guys. If you will do your sandals or your shoes, post on social media and tag us, show off your shoes. We will share that in our stories on Instagram and Facebook, because everybody has a pair of shoes that need to go to the thrift store. You're done with them, but let's try to give them new life, just like we do with furniture, just like we do with some of our other projects. That way we don't have to actually thrift them. We can reuse them and have them for a couple more years, right? Right, Pam?
Yes.
To do it.
Oh, I bet Pam would do such a good job. Her art is so pretty.
Yes, and Mary wants to do it. Kelly Weiler says she's about to rummage through her old shoes right now. Show off
Kelly. Show off your shoes.
Show off your shoes, Tasha Watkins. You guys, we are going to sign off here. Debbie has been splattering hers. She learned how to do some splatter paint. Ooh la la. They're going to be all sassy like confetti. It's going to be like a party on your feet.
It is. And I'm going to wear these shoes. I've got a cute dress to wear with them. I'm going to splat these out.
That's awesome. Kathleen says, I've painted my flip-flops with metallics before. I think that's another great idea. We have golden ticket, and we also have our copper, our pennies from heaven, that I think what I'm going to do, Debbie, is take my copper and I'm going to paint my buckle, because see how it's just like,
oh yes.
It's
yes, I can't wait to see your feet in those, and maybe some copper toenail polish.
That would be good. Right now I have yellow on my toes.
Oh, I like that too.
It kind of matches this.
Oh yes.
So yes. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. This was so fun. Rob said more Debbie. # more Debbie.
Thank you, Rob. Actually, Rob won. Ellie and I stenciled some shoes with Jamie Ray's paint. We put chickens on some tennis shoes, kind of the
I saw
antithesis of this. Yeah. And Rob won the shoes. And then he never sent us his address. So I was insulted. I thought, oh, he doesn't want our shoes. But he said that he sent it. So I got to go and look again.
Ruth bomb right there, Mr. Rob Gloria. You better step up and message somebody. That was so funny. She just called you out. Great. Yeah. And Tasha says, it's a great night. I learned a new word.
Bastardize.
Bastardize.
# bastardize. I don't know.
Rob said, Debbie, I texted twice.
Okay, maybe it's not coming through, because I did look today, but I think if it's the same address that you've ordered stuff from us, Rob, and I think you placed an order today, we'll put the shoes in with your order.
Awesome. That works out great. Everybody have a great night. Debbie, thanks for coming on with me tonight, girls. Good to catch up.
It was fun.
It's always fun. You guys, if you need any Bohemian Brights, you can go to my website at theturquoiseiris.com and go under paint. They are on there. We are fully stocked. Or you can catch your local retailer all over the U.S. and Canada and go in and buy from them. Debbie also has, if you're local to Debbie's store, she has some in stock there too. All right. Show off your shoes, girls, guys.
Okay.
What you're making. We'll talk to you later. Good night, everybody.